Welcome back. So this one's going to be pretty short, but it's kind of important. Corvettes are pretty notorious for overheating. We are working on a new radiator, but for the moment I don't have that sorted. And one thing we noticed, which is the reason why I'm doing this video, is probably other people may have this issue with their stock Corvette, is it's melted the ground wire, or the black wire. So that is definitely probably when we went and tested the car, it did get warm a couple of times and I wiggled the harness and the fan came on, but then it went off. So it was a super cold day. So we want to rectify that problem. You can also see in there, that pin's definitely been pretty warm on that contact. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've cut this off and I'll change them to a, I'm in the process of doing this to a, it's from Vette. It's called a DTP connector. So they're like quite a large pin. I honestly, this isn't my permanent fix. So if I was gonna do this permanently, I'd actually probably use a 4-pin, and then I'd split those wires over 4 pins. But this will work for what I want to do now. So these are called a DTP. So I'm just putting a new connector on. So I've gone ahead, put a DT on the signal wire so I can plug that in. And we've bought a aluminum radiator, literally the best Amazon one that I could find. It's a 4-core. These welds aren't the nicest, but it's a 4-core. It's like the biggest capacity I could find. If it doesn't leak, it'll be better than what it had. And then, yeah, so this is what we've done. So it's from Vette. This is a DTP connector. So this was, the melted wires, and then we've got our signal wire, so we can plug that in. So that should resolve that issue. That'll work sweet for now. If I do decide to keep this particular style of fan set up, I will probably go ahead, but these can also be notorious for failing. So I think on our new setup, we're going to look at doing some sort of brushless fan. Either I'm going to work on doing the charger brushless fan setup, or maybe a big 16-inch brushless spout. Don't know, haven't actually decided yet. So that's not the issue for now. So we've got the fan, everything actually fitted up, as you can see. I probably should have showed you. So this all their mounts all work, fitted it up. A couple of some new hardware here to hold this in. This is obviously for like auto trans or power steering or whatever you want to heat your radiator with, but we want to give it the best chances of surviving. I have also gone ahead, where is it, and pulled the as you seen in the last video, we removed all the ABS module, but I also pulled all the air conditioning system out of it. I want to give this thing the best chances of not overheating, so the aircon pump's down there. So she's got full flow. That's the AC pump there. So we've removed all that garbage and the condenser. So all that was pretty blocked. It did have just a stock plastic aluminum radiator in it, which is pretty thin. So kind of makes sense why it got really hot. But yeah, so I've made some new rubbers. I had some rubbers laying around here out of a radiator that I had, because this actually had no rubbers in there. So I've made them. Ooh, I didn't really make them, but I modified them to fit in there properly. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this connector on here and get that done. Then we can drop the radiator in. I did also buy some new silicone hoses. It was literally, I don't actually know the website, but it was as simple as Googled silicone hoses for C6 Corvette. These bad boys came up. So that should be sweet. Hopefully all that fits. We've gone ahead, part of the cooling system upgrades is I've gone ahead, I put a brand new water pump on here because that looked kind of old and I didn't really know the condition. And then I put a low temperature thermostat in there as well. So I've had a lot of LSs over the years, so this is kind of like a recipe that I know will work pretty good for me. So I got a water pump on there that I know is good. I got a thermostat in there that I know is like, it's new, it's going to open, and it is a lower temp. I may plug into the ECU and drop the fan temps as well, just to try and help it recover. And the next thing that I should work on is shrouding, but we're trying to get to the drift track tomorrow, to be honest. So The shrouding's just going to be, it is what it is. It's not really the greatest, but I'm going to use all the OEM shrouding. It's got like an over-the-radiator intake. That's all part of it. So we're just going to put all that back together. We don't have time to mess with it for now. There is a lot of things like, I'll do a math delete. This PCV system kind of sucks, but for night, this is the radiator one. Let's get this radiator in. Let's get the fan wiring on the Corvette done. So that's all done. Just having a bit of a time trying to lock that pin in. Might be, I don't usually use these crimp style, I usually use a barrel, but these were better for this wire, in my opinion. So that's all done. Let's drop this radiator in the hole and see how it all fits and see what we got to do to make it work. Oh. So we got all the new hoses in there. They're actually super tight to get on there. That fitment is, they fit good, but they're super tight to get on. So I'm sure after a couple of years, which this will get redone before then, they're going to be fun to get off. But for now, everything's on there. Everything's sitting in where it needs to be. We got everything tight. So we're probably going to call it a night, to be honest. It's been a pretty long day. Gonna top this off with water for now, distilled water. Leave it overnight, just see if I come back in the morning to any leaks. Hopefully not. And then when I come back in the morning, we'll get back into it. We'll get this mount done, the over the radiator intake and the ducting back in there. And then hopefully, oh, and I got that aircon hose there I seen hanging by the exhaust, so I'm gonna trim him up. But yeah, it's all going pretty smooth, so let's put some water in it now, go have a good sleep, get up real early, get back into it, and then we hopefully should be good to go for drifting tomorrow. Alright, so we're down here at Milan Raceway. Bit of sideshow drift action. It's actually a hell of a lot of fun, to be honest. Had the Corvette out ripping. Got through a solid set of tyres. Got the Vitors on the front, pumped up to 50 PSI. They're so grippy, I think we might even go a little bit higher. Radiator's working sweet, as you've seen in the last video, so that's a good success. And if I ever hear any more bullshit about mechanical shit, I want to see electric fans, electric throttle bodies, none of these cables, any of this old horse shit. Look at this crap. Well, no, Dylan, if you have an electric fan, what would have happened here?
Get a solid one event on the fan.
Dude, you're missing out on all the sideshow action. How are you going to keep up with these chargers and scat packs?
I don't know, dude.
Oh, man. Well, looks like we're going to got a little bit of work to do here. It's dented up a few things, but
It's not like we used the fan wear for another fan wear.
Nah, I don't know what we're going to do here because we did kind of cheat. We stole the fan wiring, used that trigger, so I don't know. We got a bit of work to do, but it's all fixable. Let's get some tyres on this thing and keep going. So the road down here was pretty, it's kind of wet. We went for a little bit of a test hit before we got here. So we're going to get some favourite 303 spray wax and a rag, and we're going to make this thing look sick again. So see what we can come up with here. All right. So the car's looking way cleaner, which I'm stoked on. I've definitely, first lap out, go out with a Mustang, and I get Mustanged up here. Car's looking sweet. Got some fresh tyres on. Sparky had amateur out there. What happened, Sparky?
Darius' fault.
Okay, it's Darius' fault.
Not overwhelmed.
So, one thing about the C6 is it's pretty much a purpose-built race car, which makes them super sick. This tub is glued to the chassis rails. We obviously crashed this thing on the weekend, did some damage. I'm going to just fiberglass this up. I did look at getting a new one, but I'm going to fiberglass this. But we had this thing torn apart in about an hour. One of my friends is pretty good with Corvettes, so that's super sick. That's a big spot where the radiator was. That all got damaged. But yeah, everything else is torn apart. We need a new front bumper, new fender, radiator support, and a new fan. Hopefully we can get this thing going again soon, guys. Maybe a lock kit.